Hi there and welcome. It's that time again. It's Kate in a nest time. And I'm going to say, I'm so glad you're here with me, but this is a confession video. If you've watched my last couple of videos, I've been doing a lot of slow stitching. If you watched my last two videos about journaling, I've been making lots and lots of journals and I'm finishing those off as we speak, and they're going to fly the nest this week to beautiful people. My stitching is flying the nest, but to get that done, I've had to stop one of the loves of my making life, and that's been crocheting. So I don't know how long it's been since I've talked to you about my crocheting, but Kate needed a little bit of inspiration. I know what I've got to do this week, but I just thought, reward yourself, Kate, and just do a little bit of crocheting. So some stories to tell. First of all, I hope you are well, and I'm wondering what you're doing. And here's another share. I thought about not doing this video and waiting till the weekend because that's when most of us have the time to watch our YouTube videos. But then I thought, it's Monday night, and what do we need sometimes? A little bit of encouragement, a little bit of you can do it to get us through the week. So that's the story of this. So whatever day or night you're watching it, I just hope it brings you smiles. So always a story. I came across this little crochet flower that I did quite a while ago for you, and at the same time I've been filling up my little crochet heart dishes with my hearts and flowers because hooray hooray, Etsy is speaking to me at the moment, and they've asked me to join something that says they want to keep Etsy human. So I think something happened by AI that shut me out. So anyway, I've got lots of little things that I want to start putting up in my store. So I found that inspired me to get working on my flowers and hearts in the heart dishes. And then one of you asked me to share what I was keeping my crochet hooks in, and this is it. You've probably seen this little pouch before. I don't know whether I had this flower on there. I've made a loop, and inside, and this is this is what I wanted to share with you, because I realized if I want to take my crochet hooks traveling with me, which I do, I need to line this one because I took it on my trip on the weekend, and by the end all the crochet hooks were hanging through the bottom. So inside I've got this beautiful little doily. Can you see the flowers? Look at that. And that's going to make me smile, and every time I open up I'm going to go, oh hello crochet hooks, and then tuck it up. So this one sort of lost track of what I've made. Yeah, so I've been traveling with that. Love these colored crochet hooks. Forgot that I didn't share that I found this in an oppie shop the other day, and actually wasn't an oppie shop. It was an oppie shop that also sold local makers work. And if you're new to my channel, you may not know where I live. So here's a hint. I didn't really buy it for the kangaroo, but I did get reminded of how many ways we can make crochet flowers, and how this is a tea cozy, which I will put on my teapot once I've got over the joy of looking at all these flowers. So lots of different examples just on here. So the world is awash with crochet flowers. So those two go together. Here's my big bag. So I've been tidying up, and I just thought I've just got to face that my soul needs some crocheting tonight. I wasn't going to film as I said, but I'll bring my friends along because I'm doing it anyway. So this was the latest bag I made, and I think I shared with you that I'm experimenting with the bottoms. I've got a few plans for multiple projects, of course I have, but I do want to make a larger tote. That could be a shopping tote. I just thought I'd share some inspirations. It's, of course the scale's not right, but I use this basket, it's like a French market basket, to do my groceries and fruit shopping in. And I looked at this and I could see that it's absolutely the same principle. Start somewhere with your row, increase round and round, and then start going up. And this one, of course, you will have seen them, it goes out so that the base is small and then the handles are like this. So that's one of my inspirations. I love that. But the biggest inspiration, now you will probably say Kate is genuinely crazy, but if you have been to Green Door or you will be able to say that this is true. When I go to Green Door, I have so many projects to do at the open studio that I take this huge bag. You won't get any sense of how big it is unless I show you that pink one, it's not double the size, but it's this much bigger. And I put all my projects in here. I didn't make it. I do make beaded bags, but this one I bought at Christmas time last year when I was in the beautiful Hua Hin in Bangkok on holidays, and it is incredibly sturdy and holds all my projects. So I had said to myself, my next crochet bag, I want to be either something I can take shopping or a huge project bag. So I thought I'm going to start it right now. Who knows what size it will be, but let's take the learnings from last time. So if you've watched my video about making these pouches, basically we need chains and we need what I call double crochets. In the US it's single crochets. I don't care, it's about the loops really for me. So I've got a group of these colors. I've learned that it doesn't really matter what colors are on the base, because you don't, if it's going to sit squat, it doesn't matter. So I have a bowl of strips here. I'm going to sit down with my, oh, Kat couldn't see the, do you want me to just keep that there for fun? Because it's Smiley Monday in Kate's crazy nest. And here we go. And I'm going to start with this tartan that I got a while ago from the sewing basket. I just did see on Facebook that they've done an invention to hold your crochet yarn. Okay, just a quick recap if you need it. If not, ignore. Let's start with a slip knot, which is basically finding a loop. Or maybe it's not good to have this ring on. When I do this, we'll see. So you've got a tail or a tag on here and something that you can adjust like this. So that's what a slip knot is. This is a big crochet hook. It's a 6.5. And so we get that on there, and then we're going to start chaining. Now, most of my bags that I started with were 25 chain. This other one that I just have already lost is bigger. And I thought I'm just actually going to keep going till I feel that I've got this long along there. So very messy video probably. So I did cheat. Oh, I was teaching little ones how to crochet on the weekend. It was so cute. Like, how do we, you know, I take it for granted, but how you hold your hook is really the secret. And I think when you crochet with fabric, it is good to change how you hold it. So, and again, it doesn't matter. Some people do it like knitting. I do it with my wrist. Let's just go. I'm not going to count. We're just going to go for length, and the chains have to be loose because we're going to come back and crochet in them with a stitch. And that's how our shopping tote or market basket is going to begin. So yeah, lessons learned along the way. Keep this one, your foundation chains, loose and not too tight. See, I always talk fast, don't I, when I'm excited. Okay, so we need at least double that. And I remember Pauline Franklin saying, you know, when we started this, that you could, you know, don't worry too much about the fabric, like use your ugly fabric strips up, if you like. Not that tartan is ugly, but I just had this in my stash from another time. And of course I've shared with you now, if I go to an office shop, I have tried to be disciplined. I haven't been for a little while since our big day out. Okay, how's that looking? Okay, it's just going to do a measure test because I don't like measuring. Okay, so it's bigger than that across. It's sort of smaller than that, but will grow. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So we are now, that's our chain, our foundation row, and it's not a tutorial, but if you want to learn, you can see that each of these loops, when I say tutorial, there are many, many other better teachers than me. I'm just a maker, but hoping to inspire you to learn. So they're the chains along here. Then I'm at the end, and now we're going to go back this way and make a row that will be strong enough to form the basis of the bag. Do you know what? I feel that might be a little bit too big. There we go. Yep, because I'm going to go round and round and round. Okay, so now we're going to do what we call double crochet, which means that we miss this crochet and go into the next loop, put the fabric yarn over the chain, over the hook, and pull it through. You've got 2 loops, and then we put it over again and pull it through. Oh. There we are. Now we have to do that all the way down. So I'm actually going to change my grip to see whether that is easier. Here's a big bit of my torn fabric, I'm just going to go a little closer to the edge. I like the raggy bits hanging out, but if you don't, you can just roll them and it disappears. So just along the loops. So I hope you're making along with me because, or, you know, doing something else, because the watching of this will be just a little bit monotonous because we are just looking for loops, and the dark color does make it a little harder. So I wanted to share that. For even experienced crocheters, foundation rows are the most challenging. But once you get beyond, that's why it's good to have a loose first chain row. And the wonderful thing about this is, look at that. We've got a chain and a double crochet, and it's already at least, what is that? Almost 2 centimeters wide. So, as I say, value for your perseverance. Say welcome to my new subbies. I love when you introduce yourself and tell me how you found me, you know, and most of it's by random, but I have, you know, some of my so loyal early subbies tell me that they're telling people to watch. So that is just the biggest blessing. So thank you, every single person. If you want an update on the weather, I think my past videos I've been saying it's been beautiful spring weather, warm blue sky, which it has, and then overnight the wind came and it was freezing again. I walked with friends this morning and we said, what are we doing out here? Being blown nearly off the hills. Oh, but as always, you never regret a walk. I do feel tired now though. And did I tell you that part of the reason I haven't been crocheting is that I got sore muscles from tearing too many fabric strips? It's taken me nearly a week to get back to it. So there's another one that, and I've decided I do like tearing rather than cutting with that rotary cutter. I know we're all different, but my style is the frayy. Okay. I'm excited because our friend Missy from Missy Made This has finished her bag and it is absolutely amazing, and I think she's been filming it and she's pretty close to posting it, I think. So it is so wonderful, as I always say, that we all get the same instructions and that our style comes out uniquely us. So if you want an absolute, she's the most delightful human, but she has made a bag so different and so wild that we're all devouring it. Okay, so here we are. There's the crochet. Look at that. If I said identify that fabric, would you ever have said that was tartan? Probably not. So it doesn't matter because this is going to be the base. All right, the big secret, I'm going to stand up and we'll do this again. I'm at the end of the first row and we're going to do 1 DC in there as normal, and then we're going to do another one in and through 2 loops. So that's got us to the end of the row. So straight down here, it's in the center, but it's not enough to get us around the corner to come back the other way. So this is where you do another one in there. So this is how we increase and get round the corner. So there we go. Not hard, but in your mind, just think what makes sense to you. Get to the end, put 1 in the center and 1 to come around the corner, and you'll be off again. So, and I've got that big tag. I could, shall I? Yes, I will. I'm going to just crochet this in as we go, so that won't be hanging down. So, in and along and through. So sometimes you don't even have to watch, just I plunge the hook in and somehow it finds its way through the stitch. And similarly, just I'm making sure I'm not too tight. So in each loop, around and through. And you might see that the speed just naturally increases now because you've got a little bit more to hang on to. I've never been good at keeping my balls of wool or fabric under control, so I could be putting that back in the basket. I always think of kittens who would love that. Okay, so gathering some speed. Here comes a join. I'm just letting it come, but if that's uncomfortable for you, just remember to wind it round together a few times and it'll work itself in. Okay. So this is probably a whiz ahead moment, but sometimes I think it's just good to watch because it's relaxing. I'm relaxing. Just do that stitch again because sometimes, see, I'm thinking of too many things. How is your week ahead? Have you got a busy one? Have you planned some time for you and some making time? Okay. Now this is where it's different to making a pouch. You go straight up now and finish this row off and then just grow straight up like one piece of fabric. But we are going to make the basket. And so here, I don't know that I've shown you this before, but maybe I have. It doesn't hurt to revise, does it? Okay, so I'm back to the beginning of where I started. You know, we did the crochet, double crochet, and here is the stitch that we did before. So now to get round to it, we're going to do the same idea. We're going to go, I've just done it in the last stitch, another one to get me into the middle, and another one to get me around the corner. So we have, they don't look like cake colours at all, do they? But they look good for a base that can sit on the ground or the table when we go shopping. So 3 into there. And the beauty of this, if we were doing a pouch, we would slip stitch into there. But now we are just going to do another DC. Pull it through and round. And here we go. It's so much fun. Because now it's even faster because we are doing our DCs into our existing DCs. So we've got 2 loops and rather than a chain, so the needle hook just goes all the way around there. So I'm not going to keep going with this, but I have been learning about the changing colours, so I think I will get to this end and then change colours. I'm sort of liking to change colours not at the end and not in the centre, either way. And see, I'm trying to say goodbye, but I just get through that little bit and I say I'll just do a couple of stitches more. But I am going to be disciplined. We've all got things to do, but I hope that this little, I don't know whether it's even been half an hour, but a small chunk of time where if you are kind to yourself and take the time, we can go slower and then we get it back in well-being afterwards. Okay, so there we go. Stop, Kate. What I love about crocheting is you can stop in the middle of the row, whereas knitting, you have to go to the end. So there we go. You might be hating those colours. It doesn't matter. It's the base. It's going in there. I'm hoping you can smile, remembering that we are all blessed wherever we live. There's Kate's crochet hook pouch. And the big plan, I'm wondering how you're going with yours, is you can make these bags, pouches in any size that you want and they will bring you joy. Okay, it's Kate for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Who knows where I'll be when you see me next in terms of my projects. Sending love and blessings. Bye.